Howdy gamers, and welcome to Checkpoint Reach, a weekly show where we discuss the topic of gaming with some occasional news stories, movie and TV quotes, and random life rants. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Lex, along with my co-host, Ernie. Ernie, hello, how are you doing, my friend?
Hello, my friend. I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great, dude. I just have to say, so you cued me in. You're cueing me in, and you were smiling the whole time because I was like, oh my gosh, well, good thing you didn't cue me. You thought, I'll cue you in with a smile. And I'm all, dude, you're going to be smiling the whole time. And he was. I know you did. I know you
did
will.
it pretty well. You know what it was, too? That I've told you this before, but there's certain songs and things that I'll listen to get ready for the episode. Because, like everyone, I'm tired at the end of the day, right? And it's like, but I have a great time doing this. But sometimes I need to get myself ready for it. I don't know if you do that, guys, with workouts.
Hype yourself up.
Yeah, a little hype up. And that song, the little jingle, like, hypes me up. And you're right, because I was all...
Yeah, you're smiling hard. You're cheesing. And you're like, your nod was barely a nod. You're like super, I was like, what's that signal? What's that signal? But dude, I want to tell you this, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, dude. I like, so right now we're doing a test where I'm not using my mic. I'm using my headset for my record. And dude, honestly, I feel like I have a lot of freedom right now. I'm just like, hey, I'm just kind of like, dude, I feel like I don't even know. I feel sweet. I feel like
you could definitely do it. It's just like audio wise, it's not going to sound as good until like you add a bunch of crap to it, and we haven't.
No, yeah,
yet.
Of course.
But we could definitely do it. Like moving forward, it'll be.
I would love
to do it too, dude. Honestly, some part of me was like, I should do it too, but I need to go find my headset because mine is detachable or my little.
Yeah.
I don't know where the hell that is. So, but I'm super down.
Yeah.
I'd rather move around, dude. Get a little freedom in me.
I thought we were gonna do this. You know what they do on like the videos with their AirPods, like, hey, what I'm talking about. For the visuals, that was a visual of me holding the AirPod to my mouth like a microphone. But it's kind of funny because my microphone is set up, so it kind of looks like I am talking to it. I'm like, yeah, hey, what's up? Because you can't really see the dongle, I guess is called. That's strategic. I set myself away, but yeah, dude. Dude, it's been a while since we record. I feel like it's been a while since we actually recorded an episode. I mean, we've done our Let's Plays.
Yeah.
Which if you've seen them, we appreciate it. Thank you. We did Fortnite last week. I think I did Arcade the week before. And, I know you've been busy. I've been busy. Things just didn't line up. But it's totally fine because we're back. And I'm excited, dude. I'm happy to be chatting with you. Because the Let's Plays are fun. Don't get me wrong. I love playing with you. It's great. But, like, we're so into the game that we don't chat as much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and so I'm happy, dude. I'm happy we're back, dude.
It's tough, dude. And I love topic discussions. I think that brings a lot more conversation, and it also brings the viewer in on that conversation because, like, everyone has an opinion on something. Everyone shares one, like buttholes, right? So, and I think that gives more freedom to speak on stuff. Because I've had a lot of people tell me this, and I do this as well when I listen to podcasts. But you'll listen to someone talking, you're like, God, I wish I was there so I could tell them something too. And it's like you kind of start feeling a part of that conversation.
I love that. I love being in that. Yeah, excited. But yeah, man. Yeah, we have stuff to talk about. But dude, before we get into talking about things, what have you been playing? I guess is what I'm trying to say. What have you been up to, dude? What games? Any games you've been diddling? Dabbling with. I'm sorry. I know. Hey, I'm sorry.
You're good. This guy, he diddles. So I haven't had a lot of time to play a bunch of games. I've been on midterms and just studying like crazy. It's been wild for me, but last night I'm like, dude, I'm done. I'm like, I'm gonna finish some homework, and I had like, dude, I'm gonna have like 15 minutes of game time, and I know that's not a lot, but it was enough to keep me going with life. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. And so,
yeah. Sorry, I just need to cut you off real quick. I thought I was looking at our YouTube, and I just realized we never posted the Let's Play The Simpsons. It was on private this whole time. It wasn't even public. So I'm like, wait, I'm gonna look at it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it hasn't even been released. I'm so sorry. I just said, oh, thank you all for watching, and it's not even there. Oh, geez, we posted about it last week. Yeah. Oh, okay. Anyway, sorry, continue. I just had to
you can post that up. So I was able to play. I got Castlevania, Dominus Collection or something or I forget which one it is. It's the one with this game called Aria Sorrow or something. It's a Game Boy Advance game, and I was playing that, dude. And that game is freaking cool. It is tough though. Like I was playing it, I'm like, dude, I'm doing really well. I'm like, I'm surprised that I'm like able to do this, and I got pretty far into the game, and then I died, and it's all game over, and I was like, what the heck? Like, it started me from the beginning, bro. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do. What the hell do I do now? And I think I just forgot to save and stuff like that. But so I literally had to start from the beginning. I don't know if you guys have ever encountered this game, but I played that for like 15 minutes. It was a lot of fun. I didn't get like super far, but I got far enough just by moving around pretty quickly. But it was a really fun game. I was playing as man, I forget the character. He has like white hair or something like that, but he looks freaking sweet. But yeah, I was playing that, dude, but nothing really else comes to mind, honestly. What about you, my friend? What have you been doing?
So, dude, I've been all over the place, and I'm not going to get into some of the games until later in the episode because it does pertain to what we're talking about today. But I guess just the main game I've been continuing with Ghost of Yotai. Still loving it, still having a great time with it. I will say I've had a little less time for gameplay, but I've been playing a lot of The Simpsons Fortnite because we've talked about, we're big fans of Simpsons, and I really want to just finish that Battle Passes. I'm almost done. It's only a month, so I've been really focusing on that mostly. I've been putting a lot of my time and effort there. But yeah, other than that, just some Ghost of Yotai, and I can get into a little bit more stuff after. There's GTA 5 as well. Been dabbling on that, which I'm having a great time playing it. It's such a great game. I just unlocked Trevor not long ago, and Trevor is such an insane character. I knew he was, but playing it again, I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's crazy, dude. He's just funny, but it's funny too. I'm like, wow, he's magic crazy. He's like, what's the character's name in Santa Catalina? Is it the girlfriend that CJ has? That's super crazy. Yeah. Catalina? Is it Catalina?
I think it's
Catalina.
Catalina.
Yeah, and I think she comes out in another game too. I can't remember. It might be 3. I don't know. But either way, yeah, it's so funny because he's insane. He's a wild card, they call him. But yeah, so yeah, definitely just been doing that. Ghost of Yotai is still a great time. I think I'm 12 hours in, and I haven't even gotten I haven't even gotten to the second. I haven't killed the second member of the Yotai Sith. And it's funny because I was looking at people talking about it, they would say that, oh my gosh, I'm so many hours in, I haven't even done the second boss or whatever, the main boss. It's so funny. I've met him, but I didn't I haven't gotten. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so true because that game just, again, I'm just going to reiterate that it's just so fun to just explore. It's so easy. It makes it so easy and seamless, you know what I mean, to do everything. And I'm unlocking better skills and better weapons and oh, it's so cool, bro. It's fun. There's this one mission where I forget what the stick is called, and forgive me if I'm forgetting it, but get the train with a guy and you're catching fish jumping out of the water. And it sounds dumb, but when you're doing it, it's so fun. You're just like, yeah. And you get to just sharpen your skills. Like how you got to do katana similarly. You had to do a certain little mini thing to burn it. And I love that it does that. I don't know. I'm having a great time. So, I try to go back to Death Stranding too. I mean, I'll get back into that actually later. It's all something to do with the episode. But yeah, dude, that's where I've been. Fortnite's been my main. And, a little side of Ghost of Yotai. So, why don't we just go ahead and jump into this episode this week, dude? We're talking. So, let's spark this conversation. And, as much as Ernie, he tells me I'm dumb for doing these things, and I shouldn't be spending my money. No, I'm kidding. So a little backstory. So I used to have the PlayStation 4. Back when it first came out, got the Portal. I had a lot of internet issues, connectivity. So if you're not familiar with the PlayStation Portal, it's basically a device to just play remote play, off from a handheld for Sony specifically. It has haptic controllers and all that good stuff. So I had it for a while, and I just couldn't get it to work well. And when it worked, but a lot of the time I just couldn't get it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is getting frustrating. I think I beat the first Death Stranding on that thing. And then I was just like, I don't have any use for this anymore. It's not working for me. It's kind of annoying having to turn on the PlayStation and all that stuff, right? From remote, but got rid of it. So now this new update came out where you cloud stream, and you can digitally. You don't have to turn on the PlayStation at all. It's just games that digitally owned. So I'm like, you know what? I kind of want that. I got it back. Dude, let me tell you, I'm having a great time with it. I think it's great. I upgraded with some devices for my internet to boost it. I think my room, I tested it. I'm like, oh my god, it's just my room that's a dead zone. And obviously my room is the spot I want to playing when I'm laying in bed. So super happy with that. I'll get more into that later. We can talk about it. But yeah, so this whole episode sparked, we started talking about handheld conversations, and instead of talking about every single handheld there is, we're going to focus on just the brand, right? So today we're starting with Sony handhelds, which was Ernie's, idea to kind of put it all in one. So that's what the episode's about. I know that made a long story. Many people are like, "This is boring." Okay. And I hope Ernie has something to say, dude, for this episode.
He's I didn't have anything to say before, huh?
I know. You kept saying, "I nothing to say. I nothing to say." Like, damn, dude.
Like I guess to give people a reference to
why
he
context.
Said that, a little context, yeah. This guy had sent me a message like, "Let's do a handheld episode," and I was assuming he was talking about the PlayStation Portal, like because he just got it, right? And he's like, "Oh, he felt like hot stuff, bragging about it," and I was like, "Well, I won't have anything to talk about." And then, but then he like sent messages after of like, "Oh, what about like these other handhelds?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, now I understand." But I did tell him this, which we kind of messed around with this too because we were thinking like, let's talk about all handhelds. But it's like there's so many handhelds. Like I know Sony has quite a bit of them, and so we'll go through them, kind of our experiences with those. But like at one point we were talking like maybe we should also add Nintendo and add like the PC ones, and I'm like, dude, those need to be their own separate thing because it's like they're long. It's a lot. It's a lot of content, right? So I mean, we could probably pull it off, but it's just I feel like it's just better to have its own thing.
Yeah, it was funny because when I did text you about that, but like, so when I sent you, let's do the handheld episode, I thought you had remembered, which I should know better because you remember less sometimes. You had suggested like, oh, let's eventually we'll do a handheld episode. So that's what we're referring to. So you texted me back, I had nothing to say. I keep reiterating, I keep saying like, nothing to say, but it's only one, so I just keep saying enough. So we're done. We're like an old married couple, dude. Yeah, but dude, let's go ahead and get started. Obviously, this first one, I had no idea this even existed. You putting this there, and it makes sense because it's only from Japan, 1999, the PocketStation. Yeah. This is Sony's first dip into the portable tech. Basically, just a memory card, right, with a tiny screen. And for anyone listening who doesn't know what a memory card is, basically is literally like kind of like a flash drive, right? Like it's just for your games, and you saved all your games there. And if you didn't have a memory card, you didn't have a saved game, and you couldn't save a game. So, the struggle back in the day, right? And you'd have to buy you'd have to buy more memory cards just to pick your games or delete stuff like you do now. But yeah, dude, I did not know about this, and apparently it didn't last long. The best title that came out with it was Final Fantasy VIII Chocobo World. I don't know why it felt so funny. I mean, I don't know anything about really Final Fantasy, so I know I think it's the future, right?
Chocobo. Yeah, Chocobo's from the Final Fantasy series. Yeah.
Okay. Crash Bandicoot 3 mini games, so I'm assuming that's not the whole Crash Bandicoot. It's just
no. These are all like little mini games. They're like kind of like Tamagotchi style. I wanted to see if I could put it on the.
I'm looking at a picture now. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, the Tamagotchi picture.
Yeah.
For people who didn't have, for the listeners that don't know what Tamagotchi is.
Yeah.
Basically, a little pocket device that you took care of a little pet. It was very popular back in our day.
Yeah, but see, I'll right now, like I have it on screen, probably way bigger than it should be, but it's on our screen right now, and this is basically like this little Tamagotchi thing that, like you were able to play like these mini games when you would connect it to your PlayStation 1. Now, I do want to get into this, Lex, if I may. As a child, did not have this. This was a Japan only thing, like you said.
I was going to say, Japan only.
So I never got the chance to mess with it, but I always wanted this. And the craziest thing, Lex, is that these things existed in the wild, just not in the Target wilds or the Walmarts. Like you would have to go to. There was this particular thing. It was like a swamp meet. Is it swamp or swamp meets? I don't know. Whatever.
Basically, I thought it was swap meets because you're swapping.
Swap meet, yeah. So swap meets. So it was a bunch of like people who would bring things and they would sell them. There was this one particular guy who would always get things from Japan. Now he would claim this. I never disproved them. I was a kid. What the heck do I know? And he would get like these magazines from Japan. They, obviously they were Japanese. And then he had that thing there, bro. And I remember being like, "Oh my gosh, should we get this?" We didn't know what it did. We didn't know what it was as kids, but I remember wanting it, and I remember seeing it, and it was in the wild, bro. I think eventually Dreamcast made one as well that was very similar to this as later on in the life cycle of consoles, but obviously Dreamcast died. But very interesting little like handheld that Sony had, right? I mean, it's not what we've gotten now, but it was something at the time, right? That people were like wow, this is, Sony made this.
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested in getting one, it's like $30 on eBay you can find right now. It's actually pretty cheap, but I'd expect it to be a little more. I was just kind of curious. I'm like, I don't know these. We did say like, oh, kind of like a collectibles item, which I'm sure it still is, but I'm sure at this point they have so much better stuff. Yeah, that's crazy. It seems cool, man. It's funny that even existed. It was never on my radar. Obviously, we didn't have the internet as big at that time. Yeah, dude. But I will tell you, the next console that came out that was affordable in 2004, the PlayStation portable, dude. Now, the PlayStation 4. This was the real deal, right? It's sleek, powerful for its time, and it can handle console-style games. There was God of War, Chains of Olympus, Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, GTA, Liberty City, and Vice City Stories. 80 million units sold, which is pretty crazy. It was a big success, and I remember getting one for myself. And dude, I love this thing. All my friends had one. I remember a very specific memory. I don't know how this happened, and maybe I'm thinking this wrong. But the Vice City Stories, we were all going to a plane ride to DC, Washington DC, for a school trip. And we were all on the plane. We were all playing. It was like 4 of us playing at Vice City Stories, and we were online, like playing each other. I remember that for some reason. I don't know if that was true. Maybe I wasn't playing with them, but for some reason in my head, I remember us all playing together, like in the same little. It was weird. I don't know. I'm probably wrong.
No. I mean, maybe. I mean, I know the Nintendo DS or 3DS, one of those had like this thing, and then I think PSP had this thing called Ad Hoc or something like that, right? Where we can all get along, get into the game or something similar to that, if I remember correctly. But no, I've never played these games online. That's interesting that you did. I'm not going to disprove you or tell you because this is your story, because I've never done that though, right?
I mean, it could just be we were all just playing, and then we're just like acting like we were playing together. But
yeah, I see what you're saying.
But but I don't know. My specific memory remembers us all playing together, which is weird. Yeah. It's like you said, it's probably not true. But I mean, just in my little mind, I think that what was I want to say I was in 5th grade. I think at the time.
Yeah, this was 2004, right? So I was 14 years old when this had come out. And I remember, if I remember correctly, this was the one that had the commercial, right, that I always talk about. Or was that where it's the Franz Ferdinand song, Take Me On?
Is that the one? I think so.
It is the one, and it's like, and it was a great trailer, and I'm so sad to tell you this story. I always talk about this story because this is the one that changed me as a gamer, right? I've talked to you about this many times. This is the one console that I wanted as a kid so bad. Like where I was like praying and, doing whatever I could to get my hands on this. And I never, till this day, got it. And it stayed with me, right? And I know that when I got older, I would always tell like my wife or like my girlfriend at the time would be like, I will never feel that again. Like if I want a console that I'm going to get, I'm gonna get it, right? Like I'm not gonna let it like where it like goes away from me again, kind of thing. But I mean that's just me being like a freaking like a baby.
You're a sad boy.
I was, dude, because everyone had one, bro. I remember it being such a big deal. I think that the one I eventually did buy one, Lex. I lied to you guys. I did buy one when I was in college. I had gotten financial aid. And I bought a PSP 3000, which is like we'll talk about that one next, but it was the Metal Gear edition of it, and that was but I couldn't play it because I needed to buy a memory card and I couldn't afford the memory card, so I had to return it. Yeah.
So I had to look this up. So yeah, you could have played Vice City. It featured a multiplayer mode for up to 6 players through a Wi-Fi ad hoc mode local area, which is what you said. So yeah, we definitely played it online. Yes. Oh, and it's crazy because we were on a plane at the time, so I don't know how that works. Nowadays, it's like you turn on your Wi-Fi on a plane. They'll kill ya! No, I'm kidding. Dude, amazing system. I remember having this. I loved it. There's plenty of games I played. Now, the next one was the 2008 PSP. No, I'm sorry, 2007 PSP 1000, which is the PSP Slim. Basically, faster load, better screen, double the RAM, video access support. I don't think I got the Slim. I'm not sure if I did. I think I skipped this because I was still playing my PSP 1. To be honest, I don't even know what I did with that PSP one. I mean, I think I eventually just probably sold it to GameStop, which doesn't it hurt to think about the things we sold at GameStop?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's so terrible. Dude.
Like
They
all
came
the
up.
money we lost.
Oh yeah, they came up so hard, and now they're like, come over and trade, and say they say these stupid things on Twitter, and I'm like,
Oh no, I don't know if you saw this, like a trade anything day.
I
That
saw
thing.
that
I mean,
too. Yeah,
I'm like, well, I mean, obviously there's a lot of stipulations, but it's just like, oh man, they desperate.
I don't even know what to take in, but it's just like, yeah, I just remember, like, these are the things that I should have kept as like because they would have been so freaking fun to play now. And I like, dude, I still have my Game Boy Color that I bought when I was a kid, like that my mom bought me. I still have that, and it's like I'm glad that I do because like that is not even that I'm gonna play it. I just love that was my memories, right? And I think like you, I didn't get the PS2, I didn't get the 2000 Slim either, but I did have a friend who got it, and I do remember the way it felt was so light, like it felt like nothing, like pure plastic was in my hand, and it was so interesting. The one that like, I mean. I guess, did you talk about any of these games? I mean, we'll talk about all the games right now, because these
I didn't
all
quite
the
mention
same.
them.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, the reason we'll talk about the games all in themselves is because all these iterations of the PSP are the same console, so you could play all these games in all the consoles. So it was like the 1000, 2000, and this is the 3000. This is the one I ended up getting eventually when I got a little older, which is this green one right here. You can't see it, Lex, obviously, but
yeah, I was gonna say,
it's kind of tough for you. But I mean, I know the audience can see it. But this is the one that it was like this like camo green, and they called it the 3000 series, the bright version, because the screen was a lot brighter. I think it had faster load times as well. It was still pretty light. I don't think it was as heavy, and if I remember correctly, it came with a 16 gigabyte memory or something like that, or like it came with a card. Obviously, when I bought it, I got it used from GameStop, and it was funny because it was across the street from my school, and I remember being so excited, bro. I like called Diane so excited that I got it, and then I took it that I couldn't play it. But go ahead, continue.
Now, is this the one we asked our buddy Kyle from the cast to get us? And when he went to Japan?
This is the one I wanted to get. I don't know which one you got.
I think I did the same thing. We our friend Kyle, Golden Dude's friend of the channel, he was featured on the Elden Ring episode. You should check it out. He was on that. But yeah, dude, he was in Japan, and Ernie was like, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to get him to get me a PSP, the Metal Gear. I think was the one he wanted, right?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, I kind of want one. You know, whenever Ernie wants it, I'm always like, yes, I want to do it better." No, I'm kidding. But I asked him for it. It's funny because he brought it, and I think I bought the Simpsons game for it, and I had to buy a new battery pack for it because it didn't come with battery. But then when I got it, I played for like a second. I didn't even play that long. Oh, this is so cool, and I just put it away. I haven't played it since. I think, and I bought something from Etsy, and you can buy like these little memory sticks games in it. So I have plenty of games on it, but I'm just like, that's cool. I have it. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just like a nostalgic. Like again, like it's just something I wanted. Like I had told you my PS3, and I told you like, you know what? I kind of want it back just because I want them. Yeah, like I've even considered rebuying a PS2 just so I have it. You know, I probably can't even play it unless I got the TV or whatever.
I mean, there's wires and stuff that'll allow you to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I like exactly what you said. Like, it just sucks. I got rid of this stuff, right?
Yeah. But I do. Go ahead.
No, please.
I was gonna say I do recall that when 2008 had hit in the PSP 3000, I wrote this on the notes here, but I remember like this was on the life cycle of the PSP where it was like at its peak. Like most people had the console. People were playing all these games. Like I wrote a few down right here that were like super big that I remember at the time, like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Persona 3 Portable, the Gran Turismo games for whatever reason were really popular. Freaking Tekken Dark Resurrection.
You know what I want
to go ahead.
You know, it's something I played on the PSP, and I don't think I got the 3000. I think I just stuck to the first one. I just had that forever. But I will say there's a game I don't like baseball. I mean, I don't mind watching. I'll watch it, but I'm not a huge baseball fan. I don't really play the games, but for whatever reason, MLB The Show on the PSP, I played the crap out of that game. I don't know what it was. I just really liked it on that, and I never played one on the console. I only played it there. And dude, I just loved it. It was just, I think a friend of mine had it. That was great. I think I had the Cars game. Life is a highway. What else? Dude, the Simpsons one, gosh, I was gonna say another one. I just sort of blanked out. But yeah, dude, that was like the game, and I was like, that's the only time I've ever played MLB The Show. And it was like 2008 or whatever it was. I just know whatever it was. I enjoyed it a lot.
I know. I remember. So, like I said, I never owned one, but I did have friends who owned it, and I remember playing God of War: Chain of Olympus on their console, and I remember it being so freaking cool. Like, I think it was like such a game changer in terms of, because at the time, right, Lex, like now, like we can get anything on like our phones, right? Like it's like the craziest thing how much more powerful our phones are than those consoles were. But at that time, being able to like have this like crazy cinematic to us experience at the time on a freaking small device like that, it was crazy. And it, like, I think you were talking about this before when you had gotten the one that Kyle Golden Doodle had gotten for you. Like, you're like, man, I remember this being a lot bigger.
Oh yes,
and it's all tiny, right? And it's like no, that was big for us. I remember thinking like, man, this is like a big freaking, this is a big console, like, but it wasn't, right? Like even the Sega Game Gear or whatever it was called, I forget, it was ginormous and fat as heck, bulky. And then you know what's a crazy thing, Lex? I still have this somewhere, dude. It's somewhere in my old house. I have a UMD movie of that's what they did. I don't know. I didn't catch if you were.
That's what it was.
If you were talking about the UMDs yet, but I have a UMD at home, and it's a movie. It's Triple X State of Union, the Ice Cube one. I think I might have had Spider-Man 2, but I think I probably sold that to GameStop, but for whatever reason, State of Union stayed with me, dude. And
yeah, can you get rid of Triple X, buddy?
I can't get rid of that. Yeah, dude, that's a
popular, very popular movie. That's hilarious, dude. Yeah, dude, super iconic. I think it was what a time to be alive. Right? It was just a great time to, and that was the peak. And again, like we don't get. I mean, Sony really hasn't been quiet like since then, except for the Portal. But we'll get into that in a second. So we can go ahead and move on to the next one. Now this one I think I missed. The 2009 PSP Go. Now I do remember this console. I do. When I looked at the picture, I'm like, okay, I do remember this, but I never got into it. This didn't really catch my drift. It was a redesign, no UMD drive, just all digital, extremely portable, but kind of hit when everyone was kind of still in their physical media phase, right? I mean, like, no one was ready for it to go all digital. But there were some popular games on there. Now, did you have a run with this at all? Did you play it? Did you ever get your hands on one of these?
I did. I actually had one of these, dude, and it was a great little console. I played, I think, Mega Man Maverick X or something like that on here, if I remember correctly. The thing was, I even wrote it on the notes, is like, this was an all digital PSP, and I think this was like before the digital age that we like have now was basically, you know, test taking over, right? It was like at that time buying digital felt almost wrong because it wasn't physical, it wasn't like actually yours. Yeah. And I mean now it's still the same thing, but it's like now it feels like it's like gotten a lot easier to be digital as a user. And I guess you could also save money that way as well. But yeah, dude, what a great little console. Terrible controls, honestly, but I love the design. That slide, if I remember correctly, now this is a little tidbit, I might be wrong, but double check this for me, but Sony patented this slide up for, I think, their devices, because they also had a Sony Ericsson that did the same thing, and it also played some PSP games. I don't know if you remember that one. I didn't really talk about that because that's a mobile phone, but they patented this recently, which is like I think this year they lost that patent, so now you're gonna start seeing more sliding of game consoles and stuff like that, or like phones possibly, if that's a thing.
Like the chocolate? No, chocolate was
the chocolate was a slide. No, yeah, that was a slide.
Was it?
Yeah.
Or was that the sidekick? I remember one of them.
The sidekick did the swivel.
That's right. That used to be the thing. That used to be the hot ticket back in the day.
I remember, this is a little random, I used to get the sidekick, I'd hit that swivel, and then I would throw it like a boomerang.
I remember seeing people just be in class and just going, like opening it up with a frozen, like as like a tick, like a fidget spinner in a way.
Yeah.
So, like, it's so funny. I'm like,
dude, I miss that.
Another throwback.
Oh god, that's
That's
great.
freaking funny.
I told you the story
But
about the shitty psychic. I won't bring it up now, but little great.
Yeah, you have it. Yeah.
Okay.
Very sorry. Another channel episode. Dude, the 2011. We're moving on a couple of years later. Now this one is another one that I missed. I don't know what happened. I think I just stopped with the handhelds. I was just in the consoles. But the PlayStation Vita, PCH 1000, Sony's oldest handheld, gorgeous OLED space display. It's OLED? Damn, I didn't know that. Dual sticks, console-like graphics, ahead of its time. With sweet little gimmicks that Ernie loved. But dude, please get into this. I know you were a Vita lover. You're a Vita defender. I borrowed your Vita recently, maybe like 2 years ago, and I like played it for a second. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like the one I just got from Kyle. I'm like, oh, this is cool, but I'm like, I'm not gonna play it. Like, the idea of having this is what it was. But please get into this.
Owning
yes.
It. Yeah. No. So I had the PlayStation Vita. I bought it like later on in its life because I mean it was a great console, but it was just expensive for me at the time. And I remember buying it on eBay off some guy, and he had it like really nice and taken care of. And I got it for a lot cheaper because I think the Vita was like it lived a short life. It was a beautiful life, but short. It was sick, and they euthanized. They put it down. It was sad, bro, because it was a great console. This is the first console to actually have PlayStation Portable stuff. This is the one that you could play PS4 on. You could play some PS3, I think, streaming like that remote play. I think it was PS4 that did it. I remember PS3 as well, but I might be wrong on that. But you could remote play on it. It was a really great game, and I know you made fun of the gimmicks. Yeah, it had terrible gimmicks. You had like a back button where you can like climb if you were playing Uncharted, or you could play the touch. You could do the touch screen, or you'd have to put the phone to the light so it can shine something. It was interesting, and it was such a great console. And I think people didn't give it the time of day, and that was a mistake. This was one of those consoles that if you played like these little small indie games like, I don't know, Murasaka Baby and freaking like Luminous and go ahead.
Now, do you think it didn't do as well because the Nintendo Wii? Did that come? Oh no, that came out way before though. Never mind. Maybe there was a handheld that Nintendo that probably was a better competitor. I don't know.
I think the Nintendo DS had come out at the time, but
it might have been that.
I think it was the DS that had come out. I don't think so. I think it was just, I just don't think people gave it a chance. Like I said,
yeah, there was a 3DS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see the 3DS didn't sell that well either. That one kind of like.
That's 75 million compared to the PlayStation Vita of 16 million.
Okay, yeah, because I remember the 3DS had different iterations, and they like some sold better than others, if I remember correctly. But I do remember that people were like, it was a little different at the time. Like people weren't buying it as much in droves as they are now. I guess. But maybe I'm wrong. I remember it so differently at the time.
I mean, DS also had those little gimmicks too, right?
Yeah, it definitely did. Like I think you could blow on it and all that stuff.
Which is freaking funny.
Yeah, I think that's the thing about this console is like playing the Guacameles, playing Shovel Knight, playing Tearaway, like these great little games that were on there, and really utilizing those features that you talked about. I think that's what made this console so perfect, and I'm so disappointed that like it ended up being where it was because like Sony created a great console. It's just I'm not sure like why they stopped making games for it because this is one of the how like when they bring out the PSVR, they're like, oh, we're gonna drop this game and this game and then that's it, right? With the PS Vita, bro, they dropped a bunch of games, dude. They had Call of Duty, Black Ops Declassified. They had freaking Uncharted, the Golden Abyss, I believe. They had Tearaway, like I stated before. Little Big Planet was at a game. Like they had a bunch of stuff that was like sort of the first party games, and this is I think around the same time also that they were doing buy the game over here and you can get it over here. So if you bought, I'm not mistaken, I think if you bought PlayStation All Stars, which is like their battle royale sort of Smash Bros.
Their version of it, yeah,
but it's a little different. You can get it on the Vita and you can get it on the PS3 at the time, and it was Dude, I'm telling you, bro, it was a great console, and I
Yeah.
recommend people like if you, nah, there's no reason.
I always hear people talk good about the Vita. I mean, I've never like people that have had it. I've heard on different podcasts people when they mention it. I love my Vita.
Yeah, the Vita's a great
But dude,
console.
yeah, 2 years later they came out with the Vita Slim, which is funny because like if it didn't do as well, like why did they bust out another? I mean, 16 million units, I guess. But I mean, they still bust out another one for the fans, but real fans call them Vita.
Well,
Vita.
Two things I want to say is I own a PS Vita Slim, and I did it because of the USB. I think those USB-C or whatever it's charging with. The OLED had its own proprietary charger, which that's fine, but the OLED is beautiful. That display is gorgeous. And then the other thing is they had a proprietary memory card for the console, and that was awful, stupid. It was so expensive, and that's one of the reasons I think it fell too. Because like to buy a 16 gigabyte memory card was like $200, something really stupid. And I remember like not being able to afford that, so I literally always had to delete games. And it's like, had they given me the memory space to buy these games, I would have bought so much more games, right? Like that's one of the things with like our PlayStation 3. When I had that, it was like 40 gigabytes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but games at that time weren't really that big. It wasn't Call of Duty 200 gigabytes to download at the time. It was so different. So that's why that's another reason people chose physical over digital for the most part as well, right? Because actually games used to be on discs, not not like it wasn't a download code, right? They were on the freaking disc.
That's crazy.
I'm just a little rant.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I'd gotten it. I don't know why I didn't get into it at that time. I feel like the Vita just went under my radar, and it's not like I wasn't gaming, but I mean, there was a point I think around that time where I wasn't gaming as much. Maybe that's why it didn't happen. But yeah, after that, it was the final revision from Sony, right? That then they exited the handheld market until recently, right? Now we're gonna get into the big nitty-gritty. What sparked this conversation this episode? The 2023 PlayStation Portal. The return of the portable hardware, but not the traditional handheld. This is just a dedicated remote play device, as I said at the top of the episode. Streams games instead of running them locally. But it has the dual sense control built in, the adaptive trigger, haptics, great 1080p 60 FPS screen. Perfect for players who want to play their PS5, but not, always attached to the screen. Like I said, I want to play my games in bed. I was in bed. Because, like, the Asus I downloaded, I think it's called Chiaki, and it's basically a device where you can it's the same thing, remote play your PlayStation games, but it just didn't run that well. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I enjoyed it, but when it worked, it didn't work too well. But now that I got it again, and I upgraded my Wi-Fi systems, my Wi-Fi, what's it called? To make it, I don't know what I'm trying to say. My strengthen my Wi-Fi signal, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Now it works great. I played it the other day. I was playing next to my girlfriend. She was on her phone. She was watching TV, and I was playing on Portal, and it didn't have that much lag. It barely lagged, and a very noticeable difference. And I think it's been a success so far, right? It's sold out. I think in the beginning, it's not a Vita success, and I think now with the new update for the cloud, it works better. But now there's a caveat to this: you have to have the premium PlayStation subscription, which I believe is $170 for the year. It might be $160 from what I saw. Maybe it's $180. I'm not sure. No, that's the only bad thing. But you can, you can play a handful of old PS2, PS3 games on there. They're updating it. I feel like it's a lot better now than it was when it first came out. They have a lot more options to play. Like I was playing a little Sly Cooper, because I love Sly Cooper. And now, although it's still not built the best, it was still fun to play it. I played a little Grand Theft Auto 3 on it. That game's just a different story. The game just handles crazy. But, and I've been playing Ghost of Yotai on it. And I told Ernie, I was like, I don't think Ghost of Yotai is a good portable game. But, and then I realized, well, no, actually it is. I'm having a great time on it. And, dude, I think it's going to only get better. But again, like I said, do not have PlayStation Premium. You cannot cloud stream. You have to just straight remote stream. The other thing is, you can play the games in your library, but not all games are there. So I was telling Ernie as well, I wanted to play Death Stranding 2, which I own digitally, but it's not available for cloud stream yet. A little frustrating there. So if you're thinking of getting one, just think about those two games that are available. But so far, I'm loving it. There's plenty of things for me to play. Ernie, I know you are kind of into wanting this as well. What are your thoughts? I mean, from what I've told you, how does the PlayStation Portal sound to you?
It's enticing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I had to talk myself out of it many times, and I've told you this before.
Wait. You said earlier, there's a console you want, there's a console you get. I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm messing with you.
That is true, but yeah, this is not something I like need. If I wanted it, it would have been in my hands right now. But I think I talked myself out of this one because I am, like I've stated before, I am a victim of circumstance, right? And I like to make it easier for me to do something. So if I'm able to play a certain game, I'll buy it multiple times in multiple locations until I finish that game. Talked about The Witcher, right? About it like 4 or 5 times or whatever. And the PlayStation Portal is like enticing because I could play my backlog on my bed, right? Like laying down. Like I don't have to be on my computer the way I am now, right? For the most part now, I'm like when I'm on stationary on my computer, it's doing homework. It isn't playing games, and that sucks. So when I do want to get out of the computer, I'm like, dude, I want to play some games. I can hop on the Portal, but yeah, it's like I told Alexis, unless this is gifted to me or I get a gift card, that's the only way I will get it. Because it's just not worth that money, at least for me now. Because like again, like Lex was talking about it, he does make it tantalizing, but at the end of the day, guys, you gotta realize this is a $200 console, right? Little Portal thing, and then you also got to pay 180 or 170, whatever he said, for the premium if you want to do cloud. But it's like to get the most out of it, you're gonna want to. That's the thing. It's like you don't have to, but to get the most out of it, that's like the only way to do it. And so that then becomes a $400, $500, sort of thing. And
also your internet comes to play as well.
Exactly, right. And if you have terrible internet, I know Lex was playing on top of the pyramids in Egypt, and it was working really well or whatever. Remember that? We'll talk about that briefly. Go ahead and talk about it.
No, yeah, a little context of that. So, like, when I was playing the Portal when I first got it, I was complaining earlier. I'm like, dude, I can't get this thing to freaking run. Like, I just can't get it to run well. And like, how come I'm seeing videos of guys in Egypt playing on top of the pyramid? And literally, there was someone on Twitter that posted, he's like, I'm all the way over here, and I'm playing my Portal fine. I'm like, how? I can't even play it in my room. But then I came to realize that the dead spot is my room. But I played it in my office, which is here, and it worked fine. Played it near the living room by the router, perfectly fine. It was just my room. And now that I upgraded the Wi-Fi, the signal strengtheners, I've seen better results. And again, that's the thing. It's like I spent some money on that. Ernie's been telling me to get that for a long time, and honestly, I can already tell with my other device kind of working a little better too. So,
which is crazy, right? Sorry. It's like, again, look, you're talking about like the obvious here. It's like it becomes such a expensive accessory. 200 isn't that bad for what it's doing and how well it's running and like beautiful it looks. Because I seen the one you brought it to me once and I saw it. I was like, this looks so freaking sick. But it's like, man, you're gonna have to go through all these, things to have it work.
Trials and tribulations.
Yeah, to have it to work at its in its best way possible. It's definitely something that's more of a luxury item than it is something that I think people should run out to get. But I mean, there it is.
The little screen protector is a bubble in the middle. It's pissing me off, but this is it. This is her, and honestly, I really like it. I mean, again, I'm been super into playing my PlayStation games right now, so it works beautifully for me because I always want to just play like chilling. So it works great for me. I mean, again, I'm in my PlayStation era right now.
I told my wife if I could get one, and what did she? No, wait. Or was it the Nintendo Switch too? I told her.
You said the Switch too. I think you're telling me.
Yeah, I don't really care for Nintendo Switch, so I'll get one eventually, but not now. I kind of, what? I think I want to wait for that one for like a special edition that is like how you waited for the OLED, the Switch 1. Like I want something like that for the Switch 2. Like I don't need whatever the situation of the Switch 2 is.
And like I don't know, like why are they just busting out the OLEDs already? Like they know they're gonna do it. Like, but it's, of course, money. I know. Yeah, I know. But it's like, man, it's like just do it in the first round. I wish, like, it's just. But yeah, like you said, they said it is. I get it, but
I think that also like, well, I guess they didn't know at the time, but also like tariffs and all that stuff kind of hit hard.
Yeah.
So like they had to do something, and it's crazy.
The taxes, the thing of things being the taxes.
Yeah. So that's a whole thing, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, again, like, so I want to ask you, man. Like, I mean, for me personally, if PlayStation is going to come out with another handheld, apparently they want to make one for PlayStation 6. I think they need to do everything that the Portal's doing, but you don't need the premium. Just if you own games, log into your PlayStation Plus, you can play it digitally like that. Just how we used to have it, right? Like on the consoles. Like that's what they need, and I hope that's the way they go. It kind of seems like they're going in that direction, but again, you know, they can do some crap and be like, piss off the fans, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole thing with Xbox going on too right now, it's like I think you were talking about it. Like there's not going to be a competition, right?
Which is not a good thing, right? I think. I mean, there'll be a competition with Nintendo, but they're on a league of their own.
Of course,
they're making games.
They're on their own realm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're making games for completely different purposes than what Sony was doing.
Yeah, what would you like to see on a PlayStation console? Like, what would get you to get a PlayStation Portable Portal if it went a different direction?
I think kind of like what we talked about before, something that isn't streaming, right? I like my big issue is internet. Like we don't have internet everywhere, and we have to think that, right? Like we're not like a society where there's always routers everywhere and giving us this connection of Wi-Fi. Don't get me wrong, we can share whatever connection we have through our phone. You know what I mean? I have Verizon on my phone, but it's a great service, but like it gets spotty in certain locations. You know what I mean? And until we get to the point where Wi-Fi is just perfected everywhere, then a portable, freaking streaming device will be awesome. But no, we need a console that's gonna let us play PS5 and possibly PS6 games at probably a much drop down frame rate or something like that. Because I know they're working on like an FSR and all that stuff. So there's things that they could put into place that will allow us to play those games on a smaller handheld, and I think that's probably what I want. I want to be able to play my games on my PS5 and my PlayStation, whatever the heck they call it. I mean, they'll probably call it the PlayStation Vita too. It's such a sick name, bro. Like giving it life again. You know, that would be so sick. That's I'm telling you, the Vita was so awesome, but that's what I would want. Is something that is gonna let me play my games wherever I want.
I feel you.
Keep me in. The thing is, they want to keep you in the ecosystem, right? So they're like, well, buy this Portal, you can play your PS5 games, but you can only use these earbuds that are for the Portal, and they're $100. You know, like they're trying to keep you in the ecosystem. Okay, yeah, I understand they want to make their money, but like, keep me in the ecosystem with something that I can spend like $500 on, and then my PS5 is still here and whatever PS6, and I can walk out of my room with the freaking Franz Ferdinand song "Take Me Out."
Bring back the great crappy little headsets they used to give you with your consoles, dude.
Oh god, dude! Do you remember like people when we used to play games? I'd be like,
like the Xbox one was so bad, but that was the one. And then like I think like PlayStation had the little earbud one that just sucked too. Oh gosh, it's too funny. Like
I'm so glad that they stopped doing that. But now they have the stupid I also hate this gimmick, the speaker that gets your audio. You know what I'm talking about? Like on your controller.
I mean, you can turn it off if you want to. Yeah,
people use that as a headset. Like people use that. It's so annoying, bro.
That's so
funny. Dude, don't do that. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. And I played most of my games, with my headset on the PlayStation, so I barely even hear those little sounds.
Yeah,
but I can't even imagine what's going on. Like, I remember Silent Hill 2 was scary. I was like, I'm like, get away from me. But again, you can turn it off.
We're talking about like Death Stranding 2, right? With the little speaker, where like you'll be like, "I'm Sam," and then it's
"I'm Sam." Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it there's some parts where like I don't mind it, but if it overdoes it, like I think it was with the Spider-Man games, like when they call you on the little, I think it's more of the first one, they call you and their conversation would come out of that speaker, and I think they did it for Grand Theft Auto as well. I think it was Grand Theft Auto, but like when someone would call you, they would be through that thing, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to this shit. Get this away from me. But dude, yeah, that's too funny. But anyway, dude, yeah, the PlayStation Portal though, I would definitely recommend for PlayStation gamers, have good internet, and it's like it's a nice little console to have beside PlayStation. But again, lots to think about. But you feel free to ask. So, dude, I don't know if you have anything else you want to add to this episode, but I don't think I have anything else. So if you want to.
No, as always, I would like to thank the audience for tuning in every week when we drop an episode. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. Please subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, as well as listen to us on Spotify. I don't know if Lex got into doing the other RSS feeds for the other podcast available listening platforms, but we'll get there. Please give us a comment on this YouTube video. We are curious. Did you ever own any of these PlayStation consoles? Were you from Japan and got the PocketStation? Let us know what you played on that. I don't know. What little mini game did you play? Also, let us know what you think of Sony's new handheld that they are alluding to, or I guess rumored is the rumors. I'm kind of curious to see what you guys have to say on the comments here. Also, please follow us on Instagram at checkpoint_reach. There, I and Lex will be there to answer any inquiries you might have about the the show, and maybe send us a comment on what you want us to talk about. We would love to hear your feedback on there as well. Lex, please send us home.
Yeah, everything Ernie said. We appreciate you all so much for listening. We will see you all next time. Checkpoint Reach. Goodbye.